Today I want to talk about the one time that I took shrooms. I The reason why this came up is because I was taking a shower where usually I get a lot of ideas, and that's where I run through my thoughts, and it's just kind of like it's my little zen moment. And I was thinking about the day I did shrooms, and it was like my one bit of advice to anyone who wants to try shrooms is that you should never look in the mirror. Never look at yourself in the mirror when you're doing shrooms. It's ruined me, I think. It's like lifted the veil too much. And the reason why I say this is because at one point in time, I was very religious. I was very, all I did was, I felt like there was a point in time in my life where I didn't really, I didn't question anything. I had everything figured out. And because of that, I feel that I had like an ignorance, like I had a nice little cushy world to live in. And the one time that I did shrooms, I looked in the mirror. My friend told me never look in the mirror, and that was the first thing I did, like an idiot. And I didn't know why. I thought it was just sort of like a silly thing he was saying, and I did it anyway. So hold on, I'm trying to also gather my thoughts, but all right, so let's just start from the shroom incident. I was working at this movie theater a long time ago, and I should get some food. And you do these things called screenings. You know, you're screening the movie to make sure it works correctly. There's no issues with, the film. And if there is, you have to report it and write down the time marks. So it is like quality control. Make sure, this was back when not every video was done digitally. Now everything's digital. They don't have to do this. At least most modern places don't. And so I was doing the screening for The Matrix 2, and my friend was with me, and he was like, "You want to do shrooms?" And at that time, I was like, "Yeah, sounds cool." So we got, our little shrooms, and we got our orange juice, and apparently orange juice is supposed to, what he said was orange juice was, it helps it helps chemically pull the poisons out and get them into your system more easily. I don't know how true that is. I don't know. I still don't know. I've never done shrooms and I don't plan to do them again. But so we did that. So we chewed up the shrooms, and we had like a bag, like a little baggie, and we cut it in half, and then, we both just started chewing on these shrooms. And we had my friend worked at Burger King, so we snuck in a whole bunch of Burger King food in. And then we, went and got drinks because I worked there. I got free drinks. And then we went into the movie, and slowly this feeling started creeping in. The shrooms, I could feel the shrooms. They were so different because at the time I was smoking weed because I'm in high school. And that was the thing. So we were smoking weed, and we were, doing different, we weren't trying anything else. I think we drank every once in a while. Alcohol was really hard to come by. It was easier to get weed. So we got some weed, or we got, and then occasionally there was like shrooms or something. So we had these shrooms, and I'm like sitting there in the theater, the movie starts, and slowly this feeling like I felt like it was from the inside my stomach felt like it was like this squirmy feeling, and then my whole body felt squirmy, and I felt like any worries I had just sort of disappeared. And I'm like, I felt like, when you feel, it feels like when you go to a massage and you get a good body massage, like a deep body massage, and then you lay on your couch or you lay in your bed afterwards, and you're just like light, you're featherweight, you don't feel any bits of your body, like the pain, there's no pain anywhere in your body. It feels like that, but it feels like it just oozes all the way across your body. And then I felt like, and then the movie started. And, as you can see, like in The Matrix, they're moving in double time, right? And I can see like it was a different experience. Like the hands were moving at normal speeds for me. There's no special effects. It looked like there was no special effects. I don't know if there's like a reason for that or an explanation, but that just happened. And I I just accepted it. I mean, you're just high. You're getting into the high. You just accept, that happens. And then I started to feel the chair around me. Like I slowly started to feel the surroundings and the sound. Like I could feel the sound hitting my nose hairs. Like there was bass, really heavy bass into movie theater. So I could feel this sound hitting, little, like the nose, the hair of my nose. That's how like I felt like I was having super sensory. And I'm like, I started to feel that I needed to use the restroom. So I needed to take a piss. So I run. I'm like, tell my friend, I'm like, hey, I'm going to go take a piss. He's like, awesome. He was high. He was watching the movie. He didn't care. I walk out. I see my boss and I'm high. Like I'm fully mushroomed out. And my boss, he was just such a relaxed person. He didn't care about anything. So I'm like, hey, how's it going, Mike? And he's like, what's up, Svel? And he just kept on walking. And, he's just like, he's busy. He's got a lot. He was the manager, and he was, he needed to do his own thing. So our conversation was pretty short. And then I remember so I was continuing to go into the restroom. And I get into the restroom, and the first thing I did before I even took a piss was I looked in the mirror. The one thing my friend told me never to do. And that's, I regret doing that even to now. But, I wouldn't be the person I am like right now without that experience. And it hit me in the shower the other day, just remembering what I saw. I saw a person there. That person was not me. That person was like a different like person. It was just like some average person that I've seen, I don't know, like, well, it's just like an average person that I've never seen before, but an average person at that, like nothing special about this person. There was no like features that were special. It was just like this, like, it just looked like, I don't know, it felt like this person was naked even though it was me fully clothed, but the look in this person's face was dead. There was like no smiling. Like there was nothing. It was just so unspecial. And, you know, it was a glance that I saw what I saw in the mirror. And then I proceeded to use the restroom. And that was weird. That felt weird. But it felt so relaxing and soothing to take a piss. And, you know, like I get back, I got to wash my hands, you know. And right there is the mirror again. And I'm like, I look again and it's like a different person. It freaked me out because like, and I was looking into its eyes this time, and this person's eyes, it was my eyes. I know that now I think back about it. It was my eyes, but it just, you know, it just felt like a different person, like this alien person. And in my head, like I saw, like my eyes were so dilated. By dilation, like the little black part in your eyes just completely like open, like just covering my whole, like, you know, cornea. Oh, there's like little foxes in here now. That's cool. But I'm looking into the eyes of this person. I'm just like freaking out. And I'm just like, I don't understand, you know, like who this person is. But I was a kid at that time, so I didn't really process much of it. I just remember that face. And I'm like, is that what everyone sees when they look at me? I'm like, is this the person everyone sees? That was running through my mind. But, you know, after that, I just sort of was like, whatever, this is, you know, I'm just high. I could feel, like, when I felt that, like, I'm just high sort of thought come across, it was almost like, okay, it doesn't matter. You know, like, I'm coming back to real reality. And I remember grabbing the door and it felt like a sponge. Like the metal door felt like a sponge, like I could bend it. And like the handrails, they felt spongy too. Anything metal felt spongy. And I remember getting in and sitting down, and my friend was like, I look over to my friend and he's like, bro, you're so sunk into that seat. And I like realize that like my neck is, you know, where like on the bottom base of the back part, like I'm so sunk in and my legs are over the rails. I don't know how to explain it. It's just it's like such a funny image in my head. But I was so sunk into that seat by the time he said anything to me. And then I remember watching the movie, and it was like I couldn't process what was going on. It was just too much. There was you know, the movie, the dialogue, there was too much in the dialogue, and I was just like, I have no idea what's going on. But you know, like the walls were bouncing whenever there was the music playing, like when Marilyn Manson's music playing, you know, that the walls were just like bouncing back and forth like a bass on a stereo system. I remember that, and I remember thinking that like it was weird. That one has a mom, so I'll leave that one alone. But I was thinking like, dang, like this is such a weird experience, because I'm used to, you know, it's just smoking weed, which is pretty normal. I mean, you like, if you've ever smoked weed, you know the high behind that. It's just high. You just feel good. But this was so different. And then by the end of the movie, though, I was completely okay. Like the shrooms lasted for a couple hours, and then I could feel myself coming back down. And as we were coming back down, my friend was like, hey, I got a bottle of whiskey. Do you want? Oh, is this like a cactus? Yikes. And I'm getting shot at. I might die. Let's see. Can I eat this? Oh, that's not very good. I need to do something. Let's go to this island and... Oh, no. Let's go to this island. I think I can be okay in this island. And, you know, like, I just... I started to feel like myself coming back as I started, you know, drinking with my friend. We had whiskey. And let's see. I just realized I don't have any coal. So this might have been a waste of time, but I can find some coal. I'm not used to like the keybinds on this anymore. So back to the story. Anyway, okay, so that's the end of the shroom story. Like, it was, you know, it was an experience, but I don't feel like I fully processed it until the other day. Or maybe it was like a combination of many days, maybe many years. But I was like, I had this feeling that like, you know, I'm alive. This is all like from when I was, you know, I became conscious of being alive to so when I became conscious of being alive, you know, up until I become unconscious. I might actually have to just take the meat. No, I see. There might be stuff over there. I just want some easy coal. I don't want to be, you know, looking around. So in the bathroom or in the shower, the thought came over me like, you know, this is all I'm ever gonna know. Like, once my body ceases to exist, I don't exist. Me, like, this is all I'm ever gonna know. And it sort of freaked me out. I had a little, you know, and then I thought in my head, I remember that looking in the mirror, like feeling so disconnected with that person that was in the mirror. Like, this is just a random person, another person. And that's when it hit me. It was like, this is just a mask that I'm wearing. I am like not just that person. Like, that's part of me physically right now. But I am everything, the entire universe and beyond. I am all of it. We are all the same thing. So it doesn't matter if this person dies, you know. If I die, life goes on. Other experiences happen. I am just a tiny piece of the entire experience of everything. There are worlds beyond this one that are going on. I'm experiencing those things in those other worlds. Right now, I'm just focused on this specific point in time. I am just conscious of this very specific, like, person as like a story. And my anxiety went from me, you know, freaking out about dying to me accepting everything as is. And had it not been for that experience with, with the shrooms, I think I would have never understood this. Or maybe I would have understood it at a way later time in my life. And then everything else started to make sense. Like, the reason why I have panic attacks started to make sense. The reason why I feel depressed started to make sense. The reason why I feel happy starts to make sense. The reason why people are religious started to make sense. Like, all these things started to make sense in my mind, and I was no longer feeling afraid. Okay, that's not gonna work. Yeah, I was no longer afraid. I felt that feeling again of the shrooms, of that feeling of like it, I started to feel connected to everything again. I started to feel like the water hitting, my skin. I could feel it. I could feel the water. I knew, like, it's not just like I see the water and I know it and, I feel it against my skin. I could feel it deep, deep down on a different level of feeling. And I could feel, like my dog in the room, he's outside, he's barking. I could feel his bark. I could feel the energy that he has. I could feel his love. I could feel his concern to keep me safe. It's like all a play. Like, everything is a play. You don't have to participate even. You can choose to participate or not to participate. Like, I used to have this deep hatred for, I used to have this deep love for religion, and then it turned into a deep hatred. And now I understand that both feelings are perfect. They're both the truth. Hate it or love it. They're both the truth. It doesn't matter what I feel, how I feel about things. It doesn't matter. Because it's just happening in my mind. It's not happening. It's not as serious as, as it feels sometimes. All the things, and I thought, like, man, I'm never gonna know, because before this it was like these panic attacks. It was like I'm never gonna know, like, what if I die and I don't understand anything, and it doesn't matter. Now I'm like, well, I should make more videos for my YouTube channel, and I should do this and I should do that. I should do this. It doesn't matter. Maybe I wasted all my time with this, with my business stuff, with my business ventures, and with my career. It doesn't matter. I'm successful elsewhere. I'm the person I am elsewhere, and I can feel it. I can feel it now. That's the thing. And it doesn't bother me that much anymore. Just like after all of this pain and suffering, after all this craziness that happened, with, my, all the struggles I've been through, my issues with my family, all of it makes sense now. And I don't have to worry. Even worrying is like a good feeling. You know, it's just like you just have to be. And my dad called me and he was telling me, you know, like I was telling him about this and he didn't understand it. At least not in the way that I understood it. I don't know if I just couldn't verbalize it. I know what it is, but you know, this lesson isn't for everyone. My dad didn't ask for this lesson from the universe. I asked for it and I got an answer. The answer was already there in my head. I already understood it. But my ego did not. I already knew it 20 years ago, or I don't know, maybe it was like, I don't remember how long it was ago when I was in high school. It wasn't 20 years ago. It was like, I can't do the math in my head. It's like, I don't know. I'm trying to remember the math. I don't know. But back in like, you know, high school, when it happened, it just, like, I knew it back then. I knew it back then. I just understood it now. In a shower. On a mundane day where nothing special was happening. I didn't have anything planned. I didn't have any work to do. I didn't have anything to worry about. My day was just going to be me shopping and doing very mundane tasks, cleaning. That's when it all came together. And you know, this moment is only a small little, it's just an answer to one question. There are so many other questions I have. And I'm so excited to ask them now. Because in its own way, it's an expression, a thing that I can do in this life is understand things on a different level now. It's like I'm ready for the next stage of whatever I need to do in this world. And, you know, eventually I'll figure out my purpose, which is crazy because I know from this lesson that I already know my purpose. I just don't understand it yet. Have a good night or have a good day. I'll see you later.